All right, so episode 16 of Ask EJ.
All
All
right.
right, let's do it.
Micah from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania asks, how can I teach my kids to handle a home invasion when I'm not present? Also, what is your favorite Bible verse? Sorry for the double.
Oh, Micah. You're not sorry for the double. Okay, first one, how do I teach my kid home invasion when I'm not there? Well, same way you teach them how to deal with a house fire when you're not there. You gotta walk them through it and then have them do what they're gonna do while you watch, and do that a couple of times. You gotta do it day and night. So the thing is about the home invasion is you're gonna be startled, then you gotta get people together and move them somewhere. Then once we're secure, then we'll get on the phone. But that's the first priority. So you've got a couple of places, I'm sure, where you think someone could enter your domicile, i.e. a door, or some avenue of approach like a window. And then you have areas where they typically play, their room or a living room, a playroom of some sort. Moving from there to what I would say is the farthest place in your house from where the event is happening. How to lock said door or barricade said door. Get on the phone, and then maybe even how to access that window if you're on a downstairs floor and get out. So, and then just like in a fire drill, if they were going to leave, where would they go? It needs to be the same spot every time. Little Johnny next door's house, a rally point of some sort. Enter your rally point here, type thing. In a high level overview, that's kind of what I would do. All right, and be confident. Thing is, it's probably going to scare the ever living mess out of them. So the approach that I would take would be, I want to give you some tips and tricks on how to deal with this situation so that you're not scared when you're here by yourself. Same thing with a fire drill, same thing with a tornado drill or hurricane type thing. And don't make such a massive deal out of it. That way you don't scare them. And then it just takes a little bit of reiteration here and there. So again, for a YouTube quality video, that's what I would tell you. High level overview, 30,000 foot level. They're going to feed off of your emotions. So, stay calm and cool and collected, speak clearly and concisely, and smile a lot when you do it. Let's see, the second one. So your twofer, Micah, would be my favorite Bible verse. How we say Bible verse? All right, so I carry it on my keys. It would be Luke 11:21. And it says, when a strong man, fully armed, guards his own house, his possessions are safe. There you go. All right, question number 2.
All right. Michael from Johnson City, Tennessee asks,
Oh, a Tennessee boy. All right.
do you recommend carrying an AR in additional to the regular EDC handgun?
Yes.
I was looking at an SBR to carry in a backpack, but there appears to be many restrictions, especially if going across state lines. What are your thoughts on an AR pistol or Sig MPX for a backpack trunk gun?
I carry a Sig MPX in a backpack. That's what I would tell you. Yes, there's always going to be restrictions. Every day you wake up to a new restriction. Apparently being a patriot has restrictions. So
Okay.
whatever, No, I mean, that's what I would do. I carry an MPX. It's a good gun. I mean, you could do an SBR, but they tend to be a little long, and having them in a backpack, can be a little cumbersome. So a non-discrete backpack with a MPX, then you just got to go train on how to shoot a pistol AR version. It's Especially if you put a red dot, it's going to jump a lot because you don't have that stock in your shoulder. So I recommend you get a really good sling that you can punch out and use that sling as leverage like you would a stock. So. All right.
Okay, Jake from Kirkland, Washington asks,
Jake from State Farm. What are you wearing? Jake. Khakis. She sounds hideous.
all right, first, thank you for your service in providing this content. I'm new to concealed carrying, but I found I'm more aware of my surroundings when I'm out at events with my girlfriend. What are your thoughts about relaxing more and enjoying oneself while there?
Huh. Well, you said girlfriend, so it's hard to relax. We can't take off the date face till about a year after marriage. No. How do I relax? All right. Well, here's what I'll tell you, Jake. There's nothing you can do about the bullet with your name on it. However, there is something you can do when the bullet is addressed to whom it may concern. Other than that, live your life, man. You know, there's a fine line between preparedness and paranoia. You got to determine what that is for you. You're aware of your surroundings, yes, but you're always going to have that. You know, that's where that statement, ignorance is bliss, really takes a hold of you. You know, I enjoyed so much being a teenager when I didn't know as much and didn't have a responsibility and I could spend my dad's money. And then as you became an adult, you realize there's this thing called taxes and responsibility, and I could go to jail if I messed up too much, and oh, by the way, I have to vote. So that's just part of it, man. You know, you're going to start seeing things, a lot of things you've never seen before, and don't freak out about it, because at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do, man. You're just trying to give yourself a better chance. But I subscribe to the fact that to the thought of when it's my time, man. And ain't a whole lot I can do about it. So, but if I get hit like by a bus because I'm bending over picking up a penny off the ground, like me and old St. Peter are gonna have a long talk at the gates. Like I'm gonna hold the line up, moaning and groaning about like it couldn't have been any cooler than that. So, but yeah, when it's your time, it's your time. Do what you can do with the things that you can do. And when you're not using that gun to save your life, you need to be about the business of living life. And enjoy it. Live it, man. Get everything out of it you can. You only get one ride on this thing. You better be sliding into that grave all jacked up, hair out of place, sweaty, you know, because you ran this race as best you can. Only the gun only gives you an opportunity to keep running it a little bit longer. That's all. Paranoid and prepared. Fine line. That's what I'll tell you, Jake. All right, so don't forget to check out our Sheepdog Society and get all of our content, man. It's like 33 cents a day, $10 a month, man. It's about as cheap as we can make it and still, you know, be able to keep it on the air. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Twittergram, Twitter, Facegram, all that good stuff. You know, hang out and check that out. And check out our crossbreed signature series. Go to our website, legallyconcealed.org, and check that out. The belt and the buckle and holster and pocket mag and all that good stuff. If you're looking for a good holster and belt, so it's what I've been carrying. So check that out. And don't freak out too much about all this DNC footage that's going on. It'll be all right. Just got to vote. All right. As always, stay alert and practice often. See you next episode. Bye.